Jeffy and Joe, let them know. Hard gas tales, keep it real, let it show. From the school halls to the world's hustle and bustle. Tune in weekly, gotta stay in the shuffle.
Hey, Joe, what's going on?
Hey, buddy. Not much. What's going on with you?
Well, we're having to redo this podcast.
Yeah, we had some technical difficulties.
Yeah, we had one recorded. It was great. It was awesome. Probably our best one yet. And I was kind of messing with it, and I accidentally deleted it. So here we go. We're going to do it again.
Take two.
Take two.
So today is Sunday, March 23rd.
Yep.
Where we last left them, we had plans to go out to Band of Brothers Barbecue.
Yes, they had a crawfish boil.
Crawfish boil.
And it's a barbecue place, though.
And they had a live band going on. It was their
Yep.
2-year
Anniversary.
anniversary.
Yeah. Yep. It was pretty
And
good.
It was delicious.
Very good. Very good. I got some barbecue. I think I got some brisket and some ribs. You got some ribs.
Yep.
And then you got crawfish. We got crawfish. I don't eat crawfish, but my wife did some damage to it. And
Yeah, it was delicious.
yeah, it was pretty good.
While we were there, we saw a fella from Texas Barbecue,
Yes.
the
yes.
online magazine.
Yeah, I've seen that. Well, there's a billboard on 35 going into Belton from Temple, and it says Chef Barbecue, top 25.
Yeah, the chefs is
Yeah.
over in Belton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I know they're legit. They're real. So,
Yeah.
Anyway.
And we'll give them a shout out.
Yeah.
If you want to check out their websites, it's texas-barbecue.com.
Texas-barbecue.com.
Yeah, and that guy said that he would like to see us do an all barbecue podcast episode.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I think we could maybe find 4 to 5 of maybe visit 4 or 5
Yeah.
barbecue places, maybe in a weekend. Well, I don't think we could do it in a day.
No, I think we should probably do it over time.
Yeah, maybe.
Record a little bit of what we
And
think
save. And then,
save it, yeah.
Okay, yeah. And then we'll release it.
We
Yeah.
also got a suggestion to do a mobile podcast,
A
record
mobile
as we're
podcast.
going down the road.
Just like y'all are listening to us driving down the road, we're going to go ahead and have conversation going down the road and record our podcast going down the road
Yeah.
while we're driving.
Yeah.
So we got to get all that figured, all the technicalities. Oh, my God.
Technicalities.
Technicalities. You know, I grew up with a stutter,
It's coming out.
and it just wants to not work sometimes.
That's okay. They know what you meant.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're probably going to have to get a laptop and just use the laptop battery.
Yeah.
We could probably use these microphones.
Yeah, we could mount him somewhere in the car.
Yeah.
We can figure that out.
Yeah. We just need to figure out how to get the MP3.
Yeah.
Whether we record it on a video and extract the MP3 from it
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
But that'll be fun.
It will be fun. It'll be different.
Yeah.
Kind of be like Seinfeld's, what was it, Comedians in Cars?
Yeah. Comedians in cars drinking coffee.
or something like that. Yeah, we could.
I like that show.
Yeah, we could do it on the road.
So yesterday we ate at Miller's again, being Saturday.
Yeah,
That was good.
yeah. You had your protein bowl.
Yep.
I had my same biscuit and bacon and, cinnamon roll.
Yeah.
I started
Plus-
my diet this week, but I kind of cheated this weekend.
But that's your one day that you can kind of,
Yeah, but I just ate a taco.
well,
But I mean,
the taco had.
it hadn't been 24 hours.
Oh, so it's still your cheat day.
It's still my cheat day.
You have 24 hours.
Yeah, I got like a few minutes left. So,
Okay,
yeah.
so starting now.
Yeah, boom. Yeah,
For the week.
yeah, I'm done.
So, how was your week at middle school?
Oh man, it was pretty good. The kids came off of spring break. That first day was a little rough for them, but as the week progressed, they got better.
They had to get back in the swing.
Yeah,
of
they
things.
get back to the swing of things. And I had one funny thing happen. One of my boys left fourth period. He comes in the room before lunch, and he says, I found this neat jacket in class. And I'm like, what are you talking about in class? I mean, it belongs to somebody. It's just not, you can't just take a jacket. He goes, no, it was on the floor. I'm like, no, you got to put it lost and found or take it back to the class and give it to the teacher. Nope, it's finders, keepers, losers, weepers.
He
And
didn't
I'm
want
like,
to take it back to the
no,
lost
and I'm
found.
like, dude, it don't work like that. I said, well, show me the jacket. Show me the jacket. So he pulls his jacket out. I said, well, put it on. Let me look at it. So he puts it on, and it's huge on him. And he goes, oh, man, I can grow into this. I'm like, dude, you won't grow into that till you're in your 30s, you know. And it was huge. And I'm looking at that jacket, and I know I've seen them there was some little, like, sergeant-looking stripes kind of on the left side. It was like I don't know what they were, like rafters and some lines or something. And I thought, man, I've seen that jacket.
The brand had that logo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, I've seen that before. And I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, man, whose jacket is that? And he goes, oh, there's a zipper right here in the arm. And he unzips it. He goes, it got some glasses in it. I got some sunglasses. I was like, dude, they're not yours. This jacket belongs to somebody. You got to take it to Lost and Found. Oh, no. And he pulls these glasses. Oh, he goes, oh, they're just regular glasses. And I'm like, hold them up. And I went, I know whose jacket that is. And he goes, whose jacket? I said, that's Mr. Joe's jacket. Are you sure? I said, yeah, let's go find him. So we went down the hallway. Here comes Joe. I hollered at him, and he come down there. He goes, yep, that's my jacket.
Yeah, I saw you holding it. I say, that's a nice jacket you got there.
Yeah. So anyway, my boy thought he done found a jacket.
Well, in that math class, I'm in that class for like 3 periods in a row. And I set that jacket on an empty chair.
Yeah, and
And
it's
I
the
sat-
chair.
right.
It's the chair he sits in.
Right. The next period, it's not empty. That's when he
Right,
sits in.
right. And I think he probably either knocked it off or the other kid knocked it off and it was on the
Yeah.
floor when he put his backpack
Yeah.
up. He just grabbed it, shoved it in his backpack. He thought he found a jacket.
Yeah.
He was excited.
He did tell me later in the day, hey, sorry, Mr. Joe, for almost stealing your jacket.
Yeah. He thinks he finds something in the ground. It's his. He don't. If it was his, then he lost it and somebody picked it up. He probably want it back. But
Yeah, of course.
that sometimes they don't think like that. But we also had some middle schoolers say they've been listening to us.
Yeah, that's right.
One of them said they were on a trip, spring break, and they listened to us driving down the road.
The road trip, yeah.
And then the other one, he wants us to give him a shout out, but I don't want to say his name on here. Little guy, he wears that flat bill cap all the
Yep.
time.
He's a YouTuber, you know
And
that?
he's a YouTuber. Yeah, he has his own YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And so you know who you are. So we're just giving you a little shout out.
Thanks for listening.
And he said he was on episode 9 or 10. Wasn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah. So he's listened to all of our deals.
And this is 11.
This is 11. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so yeah, he's a good fan. He's a pretty funny kid. He always said I listened. He goes, I really liked it. And I think he said, I can't remember which one he said was his favorite. Do you remember what he said?
I do remember him saying that. I can't
The
remember
third
which
one
it
maybe
was.
or something?
I can't
The
remember.
third or the eighth? I can't remember what he said, but he had a favorite episode. So
We're probably up to 12 listeners. That's a dozen. We're
Yeah,
probably up to a
yeah.
dozen listeners.
yeah, that's awesome. But anyway, hopefully maybe he'll give us a shout out on his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So we need to get the YouTube channel name. Do you know
yeah.
it?
I don't.
You don't know it? Yeah.
He showed me, and he had hundreds of followers. I can't remember, but
Yeah.
it wasn't just like 4.
Yeah, awesome.
It was like, it was quite a few.
So, like I said, maybe we ought to give him a shout out. He give his YouTube channel a shout out.
Yeah.
So
well, heck, if he gives us a shout out, they'd probably do us better, right? Because he's
he
got
would
more
probably
followers than we
he
do.
would probably. I think we could say we're into the hundreds, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so anything go on with you? I know you did a lot of subbing. You were like all kinds of teachers this week.
Yeah, it was fun though. Mostly I just covered teachers for a little while they were in meetings
Yeah.
or something. But very rarely was I an all day.
In the same
Sub.
classroom all day.
Yeah, which is good. I mean, I
Yeah.
like it. I was a math teacher for quite a while. I was a choir teacher,
History for a little bit.
history, art.
Art.
Yep,
Yeah, you were well rounded.
yep.
Well rounded.
Let's see. Oh, another art class. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was pretty fun.
No band this week.
Nope.
Oh, PE.
Oh yeah,
You
I
were a
did-
coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, they had a track meet
Yeah.
towards the end of the day.
Yeah.
And so quite a few coaches, or if not all of the coaches, left. So I took the kids out. Me and there was another teacher. We were kind of split though, because
Yeah.
we had our own set of students. We did our own attendance, and then we took them outside to the field. And they were supposed to run a 400 and then walk a 400, then run a 300, walk a 100, run a 200, walk a 200.
Dang.
and
All in
then
one period.
sprint, and then sprint 100.
Wow.
Yeah. But when you're 52, you should not challenge the kids to run.
What? You
No.
you challenge kids for a race?
Well, we were. One kid wanted to go back to the locker room real
Yeah.
quick, and so I started running, and he started running it, and I said, "You think you're faster than me?"
Oh my gosh.
And I've said that same sentence to kids the last
Before?
couple of years, and it's not good.
It's never good, huh?
It's never good.
You've never came out of top? Close?
Yeah, I win.
Oh, you
sometimes.
win sometimes?
I'm still pretty fast, Jesse.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I still got it. It
You
depends
still
on.
got it?
Yeah, if you're. I was wearing these loafers one time, and they were tie-on. You know, they weren't like slip-ons, but they were loafers. And I was out there. We had study hall. We brought kids out for study hall. And, man, this girl was practicing for a track meet. And the coach was out there with her stopwatch and whistle and stuff.
Yeah.
And I said, "You want me to run with you?" You know, like I thought she was going to get down and marks, get set, go. But
Right.
she was training for the baton.
The
thing.
relays.
Right.
Yeah,
So
handing off
she
the
kind
baton.
of jogged a little bit
And
and,
then
then
just
took off.
took
And
off.
so I was like, okay, what? So I took off, and these loafers slipped. It was like slip. And then, oh my goodness, I was all over the place. I think I landed on my elbows, my hands,
Oh my gosh.
my knees. Man, I took a spill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
My friend Alex was out there.
Everybody's laughing at you.
No, well, actually, they weren't. They asked me if I was okay.
Oh, really?
They probably felt sorry for the old man who
Yeah.
fell.
They're not really good friends. If they were really good friends, they'd laugh at you.
I think they were concerned.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
told
just friends would be concerned. Really good friends would laugh their butt off.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, they probably did snicker a little bit, but our friend Sean, he was the security guard at the time, and he said, "I'm probably better off that I fell, because if I would have pushed it, and to not let that girl win,
Yeah.
I probably would have pulled a hamstring or something."
Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah.
He studies like kinesiology. And,
Oh, yeah.
and-
Man,
and
I had
physical
that. I
fitness
took
and
that
stuff.
class once. Kinesiology.
did?
Yeah. Oh man, in college up in Sam Houston, it was a tough class. You have to learn every muscle in the body, how it works, and everything. I mean, it's a tough class. And my final.
That's probably not too bad, right? Biceps.
No. I'm talking about
Deltoids.
there's a lot of muscles in your body, not just those ones that everybody knows about.
Oh.
You know, and so that was our final. They gave us a little sheet, a little piece of paper, little cutout, and it had one name, like one muscle name on it, and you had to go identify it on the mannequin, and that was it. That was your final. You know,
And
it was
you passed?
obscure. It was obscure. Yeah, I passed. Got a big C. Big
Oh,
C.
for the whole class
Yeah,
this semester.
I was happy. Because man, C's. I mean, I guess C is passing.
Yeah.
You know, so
What about? Did you have to take algebra?
yeah. I took algebra. Yeah.
Did you struggle with it like I did?
Oh man, yeah. I had lots of problems. I still kind of have problems in algebra today. I can handle sixth grade, the little algebra they do, but in middle school. But that we had a.
I like
teacher.
sixth grade math. It's good.
We had a teacher that was, I don't know, I consider him a hippie. He had long hair, kind of Mr. Clarkish.
Oh, I do know that you took algebra. I remember you telling me about your final because what
Yes.
I was telling you about my final before, and I
Yes.
struggled.
Yes. Yeah, this guy had a big ponytail, and he, we had our final. It was like middle of the week, and that was like 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, and he, I walk in class, and I'm like right at the bell, and there's nobody in the class. And I walk in, I go up the steps, and I sit at the very back on top, and I'm sitting up there. And I'm sitting there waiting and looking around, and he picks his head up and looks at me. And he said, do you want a C? Well, I had a D. Already had a D, and I was worried that I was going to flunk the final and make an F. And he tells me, do you want a C? And I'm like, what? Do you want a C? And I said, yeah, I'll take a C. And he said, okay. And that was it.
Have a good day.
Have a good day. And the man gave me a C just for showing up. And that was my algebra, and that was the last math
that
class.
saved him from grading.
That was my last math test I ever took, And I was just confused, though, walking in there because nobody was like, man, is everybody in this class making an A? Because you were exempt if you had an A in the class. Nobody. You didn't have to take the final if you had an A. And I'm like, dog, am I the only person in this class got a D, thinking to myself? But nope. I guess he told everybody as they came in,
Yeah, yeah.
what their grade was, and if that's what they wanted and liked, then
Yeah.
I guess nobody complained because there was nobody left in there to take a
So
test.
I imagine if they had a C, he might have asked them, would
You
you
want
be
a
happy
B?
with a B or a
Yeah,
C?
if you had a B,
Or
would
if
you want
had
an A?
A B. He'd probably
Yeah.
stick with a B if you already had a B.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Couldn't get
so.
bumped up to an A.
No, probably not. But who
But-
knows? I don't know. But I know a lot of people had that guy even after I did 10, 15 years after me. And everybody said how cool of an algebra teacher he was. I didn't think he was a cool teacher up until that point because I struggled.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I like math, especially 6th grade. But 7th grade I'm okay with.
yeah, no,
8th grade I'm not in their classes, so when an 8th grader like puts a paper in front of
Yeah.
me, it's like, Mr. Joe, can you help me with this problem? I'm like,
Yeah,
I
well-
have to watch the teacher a little
right.
bit.
That's what happens to me when my kids ask me, "Can you help me with this math problem?" If I get in there and get the instruction, I can do it. Because man, it's been so long since we've done that kind of math, and some of that stuff is like I don't even remember doing that kind of math in 6th grade, seventh grade,
Yeah.
8th grade. But anyway, a lot of times I call you and hey, Joe, when
Yeah.
you were in your inclusion class, did you get the instruction for this? And usually you help me out.
So was that algebra class or your last college class you took?
No. That was when I was in the junior college. I transferred over to Sam Houston State after that, and history was my last class I ever took. It was a history test, and it was history of early civilization or something. And I
Oh yeah, Western Civ class. I remember.
no, I didn't do too good in that class. The teacher was so boring, and he talked like this, kind of like that dry eye guy. You know what I'm talking about? That dry eye guy.
Ben Stein.
Ben Stein, yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he talked like that. I'd fall asleep in class, or I didn't go. It was just boring, and I wasn't learning anything in there. And I took the final, and man, I guess I wasn't a very good student at that time. The one good thing is going back to school and you're older, maybe you prioritize things a little better. But But man, that class, it wasn't very good, and there was a couple of word problems, like not word problems, but
like essay type.
Essay
things?
type.
Yeah.
answers I had to write, and I think I wrote a essay about how I disliked him, and some choice words.
You did
One
not.
of yeah, I did. In the very last one, I didn't even answer the question. That last one, I just wrote a letter to him, and told him what I thought about him. Not so nice of words, and
I bet you didn't come out of there with an A.
no, I didn't. And that was my last class at Sam Houston. I went home. I floorboard. I had all my furniture in the back of my truck, my bed, and
Headed to the house.
TV in the truck. I had everything in the truck. I hauled Bud out of Huntsville, and I got a ticket leaving Huntsville
For speeding?
for speeding, and I got to the next county. Went through that next little town, which was Roans Prairie, name of that little town, and I got a ticket in Roans Prairie.
What?
Yeah, and then made it for the next hour or so, and I was about 14 miles from the house. The next little town, I guess 2 towns away from where I lived, named Brookshire, and I got a speeding ticket leaving Brookshire. I got 3 tickets in one day leaving college. Yeah,
That's got to be a record.
it probably is, and that's only 3 tickets I'd ever gotten up to that point. Like I'd been driving since I was 15 or 16. I had a hardship, so I had a license when I was like 14 or 15. So I had a driver license for 5-6 years, and had only never gotten a ticket until that day, and I got 3 in one day.
You did not learn your lesson
No.
from the first or the second.
No, I was trying to get home, dude. I was mad.
Were
I
you
was
thinking
frustrated.
to yourself, what are the chances of me getting another ticket?
Yeah,
Not
what are the
very good.
chances? What are they?
I don't know.
You know?
if
And,
you're speeding, pretty good chances, apparently.
yeah, my dad, we were riding it. I never told anybody. I just went home and just, one week I would get a money order and pay it, and then I'd wait for a little bit. We'd win something that next weekend at a rodeo or something, and I'd pay the next 2 or whatever, and send the money orders off. And we were riding in the arena that summer, and my dad rides up to me, and he says, "Hey, how many tickets you got?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He says, "How many tickets you got?" And I was like, "Well, I've had 3. And he's like, "Well, 3? That's not too bad." I said, "Yeah, but I got them all in one day." Because up to that point, he didn't know anything about them. But they said they weren't going to be able to cover me for the ranch insurance to drive the pickups on the ranch or drive on on the road. So
man, yeah.
so that was part of my job.
Called
Was
him, or-
driving horses here and there. So
Yeah.
he was like, you need to, don't get no more. They say you can't get any more. So I didn't get any more.
Oh well, that's good.
Yeah, I was just unlucky.
Speaking of Ben Stein, I just looked him up. He's 80 years old now
Ben Stein.
and still alive.
Yeah, he had that show, Win Ben Stein's Money.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and
He was really smart. Like he just knew all that. And if you beat him at a trivia,
it was trivia deal. Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
you got. I think it was like $10,000, which was probably like money that he would have made from the show, or maybe
Yeah,
he made.
and he
more
was a
than that.
teacher at Ferris Bueller.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Bueller.
Bueller. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, but
got
man, he
famous
had
for
that
that.
voice that would just would put you to sleep when he talked.
and that's
A
how the
dry
professor
eye.
was.
Yeah. Oh my God, I never had a professor that bad.
Was that the first one? Usually Western Civ is broke up into like
Yeah.
ancient times up until
Yeah.
like the 1500s. And
It
then
was the second.
1500.
It was the second one. It was. I had to retake it when I went back to school.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I had to retake that one. Yeah.
But you did okay in the first one.
Yeah. I did okay in the first one.
I think.
I mean, I
just took
I
the
got a
first
D. If D is okay, but back then or now D means diploma. So
Yeah,
Uh,
as long as you're not trying to get a
yeah, like I said,
grade point average.
I guess I was at school. I don't know what I was at school for, just to rodeo or have fun, but I didn't take it seriously, But
You did as an adult,
I did when I went back. Yeah,
because we pay our own money
yeah.
when we're an
I
adult.
graduated cum laude. Had a 4.0 for a long time, and then I think it ended up being like a 3.8 or something like that
Nice.
by the time I graduated. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But it took a village
Yeah.
to get me graduated. So I had my wife helping me, my niece helping me. It took a village.
I'm taking classes now, and they are team leadership and professional writing and
Yeah,
communication.
You're almost done too, huh? It won't be long. Maybe.
It'll be this year
Yeah.
sometime, hopefully at the end of the year. But I'm taking this spring semester. Then I have summer semester. Then I have fall semester.
It can go fast. Like me, it only took a year.
Well,
and
it's
a
a full ride every semester.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
4 classes each semester. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that soon. I still got
half. Yeah. It took me a year and
quite
a
a
half
few classes.
to go back and finish. That's all it took was a year and a half. Which, if I'd have stayed at Sam Houston, I would have finished the next semester. If I hadn't quit school when I did.
That's about how long it would took me. Remember, because last year I went to
Yeah.
Temple College.
Yeah.
And then this year it'll be probably a full calendar
But that was probably
year.
the smart thing to do, to take that algebra at the junior college.
Oh, my God.
That's what I did. I took my math in
Don't
junior
give me
college.
flashbacks. I hated that class.
Yeah.
At the begin, I always felt confident at the beginning when she's explaining it, and then it gets more complicated, and it's just when one problem takes up a whole page, and oh my goodness,
Yeah, that's crazy.
my brain gets confused.
Yeah, math was always my hardest subject. For some reason, math. I mean, adding, subtract, multiply, and divide. I can do all that in my head,
Yeah,
and
me too.
I just was. I guess I had a block there. It was like, if I could do that, what do I need to do all this other stuff for?
Yeah.
And I just didn't want to learn it. I didn't want to learn it. It's
Yeah.
not that I couldn't learn it. I just didn't want to.
You're like, this math is dumb.
It's dumb. Yeah, I could see how the kids are. How the kids say that nowadays, and they don't want to do it.
To be honest with you, I didn't like math so much. I couldn't really add and subtract and multiply and divide that great.
Really?
I mean, I wasn't great at it.
Yeah.
I was better at other subjects, but
Yeah. No math.
when I got older, I had to do math, like for work,
Yeah.
So I would learn little tricks for math.
Yeah.
Like if I needed to add 98 plus 48,
Yeah. You do dumb math. I call it dumb math.
me too.
Yeah.
I just do 100 plus 50,
Yeah.
and then I just
subtract.
take away that 4.
Yeah. I do the same thing. That's how
I
you
try
do
to
it.
tell the
That's how you do it in your head.
the
That's how you
kids-
can. That's
yeah.
how you can do it in your
I
head.
do all that in my head.
Yeah. I call it dumb math.
Me too. I
But
call
it's
it
not dumb.
math
You're actually smart.
for figuring a way to do it
Figuring
the
out how to
easy
do
way.
it the easy way. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I guess, but
yeah.
because I can't. If someone asked me to multiply 2 or 3 things,
Yeah.
I would have to get out paper or a whiteboard or whatever.
Right.
But
But if you go by
There's
10s or
tricks you
20s
can do.
and 30s and then subtract
Exactly.
and stuff like that, it
exactly,
makes it easy. Yeah.
you can when you're multiplying, you can half one and double the other.
Yeah.
So if you have, let's say, 40, you can cut it in half, and you got 20.
Right.
So now that 2 is easy to multiply whatever you're working with because you're
Right.
doubling it and then adding that 0.
Yeah.
Or you can cut it in half again and double the other one again, and then you're really only working with 10.
Yeah.
You
No.
can 10 times anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you can, if you have 0.25, you could double it to make it 0.5, double it again to make it 1. So you cut what you're working with in half, cut it
Yeah.
in half again. I mean,
Like
if,
in my
if
mind,
people remember that, it's a lot easier.
in my mind, all I needed
easy
to
to
know
do.
about money was, or about math was money.
Yeah.
Because we would win money at the rodeo, and the lady would give you an envelope with $922, and you just needed to know how to split that sucker in half to give it to your partner.
Yeah.
And basically, that's all I thought I ever needed to know about math, how to
know-
split money.
Both of my kids are pretty good at math because I think it may have been the school they went to and then their teachers, and they paid attention. But when they were really little, I think Aiden was at the counter with me, and we went up to a place, and it was supposed to be I don't know why I remember this exact. It was supposed to be $26, and she said, "Oh, are you military? You get a 10% military discount." And I was like, "Yeah." So I had my military ID, and she's like, "Okay, you get 10% off." So you get off, like, it was a crazy number. She said, like 39 cents
No.
off. And I was like, "Oh, I
No.
thought it was 10%." And she goes, "Yep, 10%." And I go, "Of 26?" And she's like, "Yep." She
No.
looks at the computer, looks back at me, shakes her head,
Shakes
yes,
her head.
to verify, "Yep."
Yep.
And I said, I didn't argue. I didn't tell her,
Yeah.
that's $2.60, 10%. You just moved the decimal point.
Yeah, exactly.
But I just looked at Aiden, and I was like, "You're never going to be like that.
Right.
You're going to have to," and I didn't say all this then, but I told him, "You guys are going to have to know how to do this."
Yeah.
Just
To get your discounts, to get the
not
things right.
just that, but for everything. You're going to get taken advantage of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Anyways, both of them, luckily, I don't know if
Are
it
good at
comes
math.
naturally or the way they were first taught in school, the way they're
Good teachers help.
really young. Yeah. I think from
To make it
first grade,
interesting.
second grade,
Where
they
you pay
really
attention.
they got a
Yeah.
good foundation.
Yeah. Yeah, good teachers help. So, because Daphne, when she was in Stockdale, when we were in Stockdale, she was an inclusion teacher also, and she would go into an algebra class, and this teacher was an exceptional algebra teacher. And my wife actually learned algebra while she was teaching in Stockdale. Like like where it got fun for her.
Yeah.
Like she was like, man, if I'd have had this kind of teacher when I was in high school,
Yeah.
man, I might have become a math teacher when I became a teacher instead of a science teacher or an English teacher,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think maybe because I wasn't good at math when I was young,
Yeah.
I can relate to some of these kids that don't like it.
Right.
And they're like, "I'm never going to have to know math." Well, I was like, "Well, that's what I thought."
Yeah.
And then when I became an adult, I had to learn the hard way, figure
Yeah.
it out myself, and find little tricks. And
Yeah, I didn't think I'd ever.
Stuff to
I didn't
do
think
it.
I was going to need math either until you become a teacher and you got to help kids with their work.
Yeah.
And you got to go.
well, even when you become a parent, you're
Yeah,
going to
you're
have
a parent.
kids,
You
and
need
they're
to
going to
help
be
your
at the dinner
kids.
table,
You
and
can't
you don't
help
want to
them.
be the parent that goes, "Well, I don't know how
I
to
don't
do
know how
that."
to do it. Yeah. Well, that's what Chat GPT's for.
Well, yeah, nowadays that's
Yeah.
true.
So, but yeah, that helps me out a lot sometimes.
Or Grok.
Or Grok.
What was that other AI website that talked to you?
That was
Remember?
it.
Do you remember that one?
It was
Well,
Grok.
Grok does talk to you. Oh no, this one is it Claude?
Oh yeah, I think there is a Claude.
No, wait, I don't know if that's it either. There is a Claude.
Yeah.
Oh, this one is called Sesame.
Oh, Sesame. Never heard
Like
of that one.
says me, but it's not.
Oh, Sesame.
It's called Sesame, but it's a conversational voice AI.
Huh.
You don't type questions;
All talk.
it's all talk.
Yeah, that's cool.
But I think you may be able to type something in, but it only responds in. No, I don't know. I think you literally just talk to it and it talks back, and you can pick either the male voice or the female voice to talk back.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So what else happened this weekend at school, Joe? Anything else happened to you?
I don't know. I can't really think of a whole lot that happened. I was sub for quite a while. Did my normal rounds.
Yeah. Walking around with your coffee cup.
That's what I do. I'm taking a drink of coffee right now. Pardon
Yeah.
my sip.
I went to the track meet on Wednesday. They had a junior high track meet on Wednesday. Watched it a little bit. The wind was a killer. I stayed there as long as I could. That wind was blowing probably 30, 40 miles an hour.
It was super windy this week.
And then
It was sunny, nice weather,
yeah,
but that
Thursday
wind was kicking.
I went back to the track meet. They had a high school track meet. Watched some of our freshmen from last year run, and then Friday Daphne had to work at the concession stand. Sometimes she helps the ladies out, and she ran the concession stand at the baseball game. And I watched the baseball. The freshman team won like 16-9. It was a pretty good game. Wasn't that much of a blowout to the very end. And then the JV game was pretty good. It was zeros all the way through I think almost to the top of the sixth. And I think we scored a run in the bottom of the sixth and won the game.
Oh, that's cool.
Because I think it was a timed out game, like they had been. I think the games are timed. It's either 7 innings or like an hour and a half or something like that. I don't know what the time is, but yeah. But my calves are hurting me from going up and down the stairs, the stands. I'd go to the top, sit and watch, and I'd go downstairs and go check on Daphne, and then I'd come back up.
That's a pretty good workout,
Or
though.
I'd go talk to somebody, and I'd come back up. So I woke up Saturday morning with my calves were hurting me.
That's a good workout, though.
Yeah, it
Running
was a good
stairs.
workout. Running stairs. No, it was just walking stairs, but yeah. Regardless,
You know what I mean.
my calves were hurting me this morning yesterday morning when I woke up. So speaking of hurting, did I ever tell you about the time my brother-in-law we went to go catch this steer that thought he was a bull? Well, probably was a bull. He just didn't have his cojones hanging down, you know.
Nope.
Yeah. He was we got him hemmed up and we got him to a pasture close to the house. And my dad said, run him through the gates here and then we'll take him down the lane and get him to the barn, get him in the arena. We'll load him up, take him to the sale barn. Because he was just a nuisance. He was going into neighbors' pastures, breeding their cows.
Kind of a jerk.
Yeah, he was a butthole. And he was. And so we get him going toward the gates. My dad opens the gates, and we got him almost to the gate, and he just ducks to the right, takes off. And my dad just hollers at us. He never says this. He never wants us to rope anything in the pasture. He said, rope him. So my brother-in-law thought he was going to go there and rope him, be the hero. He took off after him, and there's this water trough, and then there's this light pole or electricity pole and in between the water trough and the deal, there's a pretty good little gap there. And the steer went to the right of the light pole, and the horse went to the left. And my brother-in-law kind of leaned to the right because he thought he was going to the right with the steer. And he caught that light pole right in the middle of his chest. And I was kind of far out. I was going to go cut him off. He was heading to an L, like a 90-degree
Like
angle.
a corner of
where
the
the corner of the
fence.
fences
Yeah.
were met. So I was going to go around, and when he ran by me, I was going to rope him when he went by me.
You're going to head him off at the pass.
I wasn't going to chase him. There's no reason to.
And your brother-in-law was trying to chase
My
him down
brother-in-law
like straight.
took off like a bat out of heck. You know, he was going.
Yeah.
He was flying. But I was just kind of cruising. I was just going to cut him off, not do something stupid. But my brother-in-law caught that pole and then ejected him. And I'm watching, and I'm looking, and I'm like looking up in the air. And it's like a cartoon character. I mean, he hits that pole, and he went straight up in the air. And he comes straight down, and he's like he's going to land on his feet.
Oh,
And
yeah.
He landed on his right leg and just collapsed onto the ground on his belly. And I ran up there to him. And he is moaning and groaning and hollering. And his right toe is pointing to the sky.
And he's face down.
And he's face down.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. I mean, his leg has completely come out of the socket and tore all his ligaments.
Wow.
And his leg is pointing straight up. So he's moaning and groaning. My dad's calls 911. And so we're just sitting there and talking to him. And I'm laughing. I'm talking to him laughing. And he's like, why are you laughing? It's not funny. This is killing me. And I'm like, dude, if I don't laugh, I'm going to cry. And I don't want to cry. I'm going to laugh. And I laughed. I was chuckling the whole time.
To get the visual, there was a water trough
Yeah, water trough.
and light.
A pole,
pole.
about 4 or 5 feet from the water trough.
And the steer
Steer.
went through it.
The steer bull
Went right through the middle.
went right to the middle.
So the horse took one way around, and your brother-in-law thought that
He was going to
the
go
horse
with him.
So the horse zigged, he zagged,
He zagged
and caught the
and
pole.
caught the pole with his chest
Ah.
and ejected him. I mean, like up in the air, like it was not real. It was like something you see in a cartoon. And
But
man,
he's okay?
yeah. Well, the ambulance. I said ambulance, right?
Ambulance.
Yeah,
Ambulance.
ambulance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said it right. Normally I say it wrong, But I said it right, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, they have to be proud of me. Anyway, the ambulance got there, and the guy runs up there to him, and he goes, "What leg is it?" And I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" And he's like, "No, which one is it?" And I'm like, "Dude, he's laying on his stomach, and one toe is pointing down, and the other one's pointing up, and you're asking me which toe, which foot, whatever, what foot is it?" You know, so they cut his boot off, I think. They cut his pants, and they got him on the ambulance, and they took him to the hospital, and we followed him. And we get there, and he's hollering and screaming and moaning and groaning, and they got him in the bed, and they hook him up to the morphine, and the morphine's not working at all.
Oh my!
I mean, he's maxed out on the morphine, and he's hollering like, I mean, he was in excruciating pain. And the doctor said, "Well, there's only one thing to do to get this thing for it to start working." And I was like, "What?" And he goes, "Step back out of the room." And so we're standing in the doorway, and he grabs his leg and he pulls it and just spins it and pops it right back in the socket or whatever he did to it. And his foot was back pointing straight up with him on his back.
Yeah.
And dead silence.
No more screaming.
No more screaming. Like, it hurt like hell when he did it.
Yeah.
And it was hurt like hell before he did it. But once that sucker went in socket or whatever, went right in place, it was quiet. The morphine was working. Like, instantly, like a snap. Like, you snap your fingers.
Probably tore all kinds of stuff
He tore every ligament. His MCL, ACL, PCL. He tore all of them.
Ugh.
And then, like I said, it had come out of it had broken the knee too, you know.
The bone part?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Is he fixed now?
Yeah, he's fixed now, but he still kind of has a limp when the weather's not right. And it bothers him.
How long ago was that?
Oh, it's a long time ago.
Like 10, 15 years?
Probably mid-90s.
Oh, mid-90s.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Well, that's good that he's still okay.
Yeah.
He didn't need like multiple surgeries and all that.
No, he had to have surgery on it.
Oh, yeah, you got to fix those.
He had to fix it, but
tendons and stuff.
yeah, he's okay.
Man, that's crazy.
You think that's crazy. You ever had anything pass you on the road that wasn't supposed to pass you?
No, like what?
I was going through San Antonio one time on I-10, kind of close to downtown, where the freeway is like up and down. There's a freeway on the bottom, a freeway on the top.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I'm looking at my rearview mirror, and on the shoulder, a tire is catching up to me and passing me.
Were you on the elevated?
I was on the elevated.
part?
Yeah, on a straightaway, on the elevated, and a tire passes me. I have a video of it. I grabbed my phone, hit camera real fast, and just held it by my window as I'm trying to drive, and I got it. And then when it went by me, I just followed it.
That is crazy.
Yeah, a tire, and the tire I guess must come off a car behind me. And
Yeah.
it was speeding up because it gets faster, I guess, with momentum.
Yeah.
And it passed me, and it got about 100
Well,
yards.
it probably is faster because it don't have to lug a car.
Yeah, and it got about 100 yards in front of me, and this sucker starts veering to the right, and it crosses all the lanes, like
Nobody hit
4 lanes. It crossed nobody. Everybody had slowed down because they saw this tire, and it crosses us, and it goes over the top of the top highway.
What?
It goes to
Down
the
to
bottom
the-
down there. We don't know I don't know what happened after that, but yeah. You ever have anything
No.
crazy like that happen to you?
No.
Yeah, I have the video to prove it because I know it did happen.
For all you listening, you should not be trying to take videos
No.
as you're driving.
Well, I mean, I was still
That's
driving.
what I was thinking of
and
when you were
looking.
getting your camera out.
Yeah,
I was like, what?
I was looking straight ahead driving, but I had the camera and I was just
Yeah.
holding it out the side of the
That's
window, waiting
crazy.
for the tire to pass me. And then when it passed me, I just kind of followed it a little bit, and that was it. It's not a very great video because I wasn't really concentrating on
Yeah.
trying to get the tire. Like if I would have been a passenger, it'd have been a good
good one.
video. But I was driving.
I did, remember I told you I delivered the mail,
Yeah.
and out in the country, there was a donkey that would
A
be in the road.
donkey.
Well, he could get out, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, it was fenced, and he's supposed to watch I think he had cattle or horses in there, because donkeys are like watchdogs,
Yeah.
except they're watch donkeys.
Watch donkeys.
They make noise, and they'll keep...
Right.
what's
Oh
not
yeah, they
supposed to
don't
be
like
there.
dogs,
Uh-uh.
coyotes and stuff like that. They'll
Yeah,
get
they're
them.
good.
Yeah,
So
they're
anyways, that donkey would be out in the road.
yeah. That's why people put donkeys with the cow herds
Mhm.
because they keep the coyotes away.
That's what he was there for, but
Yeah.
he would get out. He would come up to my window.
Really? But
Yeah.
he'd be in the middle of the road. Would he be
Yep.
laying down?
No,
Huh.
standing or walking. And I'd roll my window down. Well, it was already down because I was delivering the mail. I said, "Hey,
Yeah.
donkey," and he'd come up, put his head in the thing. I'd rub on his nose. I called him donkey, and I felt like if he was to talk back to me, he would talk back like the donkey from Shrek.
Yeah, that's why I always, hey, donkey.
Hey, donkey.
Hey,
Yeah.
donkey. Yeah. Yeah. No. I had
Another
a-
thing that's weird that happened to me. I was at the drive-through of, gosh, I can't remember what it was for, like a Subway or something like that, and it was really windy that day.
Yeah.
Like it has been the last couple of days here, and a big piece of metal from the top of the roof crashed on my car.
Dang.
Yeah, scraped the side. I took it and got some estimates, and then their insurance company paid me.
Wow. Yeah.
But other than that, like nothing's.
yeah.
I never really seen
when I,
anything.
when I
crazy.
worked out there in West Texas, and we would deliver stuff out to Carlsbad area, out there with, it was like open range out there. I guess wild cattle and donkeys and horses or whatever out there. There was always this big longhorn steer in the middle of the road. You had to stop for.
It was, it was the same one, just always
Same
he
one.
Kinda,
Every
he
time
escaped?
Every time
Oh,
I
you
went
said
through
an
there,
open range. There's no fences. or
there's no
nothing.
fences. Every
Oh.
time I'd go through there, there'd be this one big orange steer. I have a
That-
picture of him too.
That was his territory.
That was
huh?
his territory. But I honestly think they like laying on the roads because it's cold in the mornings
Oh yeah.
and the roads are hot from the day before with the sun. I do know of an accident before. The people my dad ran the ranch for, they had a ranch in South Texas between San Antonio and, say, Corpus, in a little town called Campbellton. And it's probably about 40 miles south of San Antonio, actually. And they had a lignite mine on the place.
What is that?
It's like coal. Lignite is like coal.
Oh,
And so they strip mined this ranch also. But the roads were paved because the company that had the lignite mines on there paved all the roads on the ranch. And so those cows would lay on the roads. And one morning, 18-wheeler was leaving there and hit like 5 or 6 of them that were laying down the road.
oh my goodness.
Yeah, because it was foggy and they couldn't see either. And they like to lay on those roads because of the heat, because
Mhm.
the road is holding that heat on
Yeah.
those cold nights, cold mornings. So yeah,
If
I
you got up
remember that.
close to that longhorn, would he come up to you, or they
No.
don't do that?
He just stand there. He didn't really walk up to us. He would just stand there and then he just move out of the way, kind of, and then stand on the side. When I would come back, he'd be right back in the middle of the road again. I don't know why he stood there, but he did.
Did
Like
he
owned
act?
it.
Did he act like he? Yeah, I was going to ask if
He acted like he owned the road. Yeah, he acted like he owned the road.
Like you're gonna wait for me
Yeah,
to mosey off and take my time.
yeah, Yep.
Oh, that's pretty weird.
yeah.
So what else we got to talk about? What's going on in the world, Jesse?
Oh, well, they're talking about getting rid of the Department of Education.
I know. I think that's a good thing.
I think so too. I mean, we work in the education field, but I mean, look, we didn't need a Department of Education for the first 200 years of our lives,
Yeah,
of our,
it started,
country.
It started in the late 70s.
Yeah, it started like after the bicentennial was 76, so that was 200 years.
Yeah.
So 79, I think, is when it started with
Yeah.
Carter. So I mean, like, we didn't need a Department of Education for those 200 years. So
I don't mind them starting new departments and stuff, but with that, I mean, I've seen that there's over 4,000 employees working there.
yeah,
You know, that's too much big government for
yeah.
me.
and I've seen where they say that the average salary is 140,000.
And yeah, that's what I saw
We
too.
got teachers struggling,
Yeah.
barely making any money,
Yeah.
and you got all these bureaucrats, people that not probably doing anything,
Right.
making all this money.
Well, there's some folks that aren't sure, or they're worried that public schools would be hurting because of a
No.
lack of a federal Department
No.
of Education.
I
But
mean-
all that's going to be funneled down and being taken care of at the state
Yeah,
level.
I mean, we have the TEA. We have Texas. You know, we have our own department in Texas.
Yeah.
Um.
Well, there is federal funding that is still going to take
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
So, like food, federal
Yeah,
funding for
that,
food.
that still comes from the Department of Agriculture. So
right.
that's been they've been doing that since it started.
Right. But anything that the federal government currently does,
Special ed,
they're going to put that over, and that is the
Department of Home, HSAC, Home and Human Services,
Health and Human Services.
Health and Human Services.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
So that one's going to go there.
I should know that because I used to work for that for the state of Texas, the Health and Human
Oh,
Services.
when you ran that.
Yeah, therapeutic riding program, horseback riding program.
And then there's going to be grants and stuff
Yeah,
that public schools are going to be eligible for federal money,
yeah.
but that's going to be taken
Treasury-
on by the Treasury
The
Department.
Pell Grants and
Yeah.
all that will be the Treasury.
Right.
I mean, so they got a plan. It's not like it's just gonna just go away and all this stuff's gonna go away. The
Right.
stuff that really needed, it's still gonna happen.
Let's speaking of math, let's do some simple math and see if we have. Let's say they don't get rid of all of those employees. Like maybe those employees just go somewhere else or something.
Yeah.
But let's do like 3,500 employees times 140K. That's about $500,000.
I figured about 500,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Annual salaries.
Annual
$500,000.
salaries. Yeah.
Dollars.
$1 million
And
every
that's-
2 years.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
imagine if that money gets funneled down. Well, actually, it won't get funneled down.
No.
Since that money was allocated by the Congress to go to that department, I think, and even with other departments that Doge and Trump kind of want to get rid of or downsize, their individual departments are going to have to either decide what to do, or that money is going to be reallocated
Yeah.
back to Congress and
Yeah.
say, okay, now that we're not going to use that money for this inflated, department that was unnecessary now,
Right.
then it's going to get reallocated.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it goes right back into the Treasury.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it'd be a good thing.
But since Congress is in charge of saying where money goes, I mean, the phrase is commonly said is they're in charge of the purse strings. They hold the purse strings. So they have to allocate. And since they already allocated that money, it's probably going to get kicked back.
Yeah.
And hopefully it'll just go back into the general fund. So our debt will come down, or we'll spend that money somewhere else so we don't have to spend
Yeah.
money and increase our debt anymore.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see no Department of Education.
Yeah.
So let's say all 4,400
Yeah.
people times
I mean,
144,000. Yeah, that's over 600,000.
yeah, I mean, just still say,
and that's only in salaries.
just in salaries.
When those people
Yeah.
retire, there's benefits.
Yeah.
That's a long
Yeah.
time of paying out.
Definitely. So I don't see a problem there. Honestly, I don't.
But they're also downsizing other agencies.
Yeah.
Which people are scared that these people are getting fired and stuff like that. But when people have inflated the federal government slowly year after year after year after year, now there's just so many unnecessary jobs up there, and nobody wants to cut them
Yeah.
because they don't want to hurt anybody, or they think it's a good idea to have a big government,
Yeah.
which I don't. But I mean, there are people out there that like,
Yeah.
they're federalists.
Yeah.
I think back in the day, I would have been the anti-federalist.
The anti-federalist.
Yeah, I mean, there's the Federalist Papers. Like, you
Yeah.
can go back and read the Federalist Papers, and there's also the Anti-Federalists. But their wording is a little bit different than what we say today.
Yeah.
So I'm probably a combination of both, because there are certain things that I like from both, but
Yeah.
I'm not for big government, that's for sure.
sure.
Everything always works better at the local level. So at your local school, they should make the decisions for you, because your school at your town is going to be different than a place in San Francisco or Seattle or New York.
Yeah.
Why should a federal government say
Yeah.
what's good for every single person?
Yeah. They shouldn't. It should come down to the states.
Yeah, we know ourselves
Yeah.
better.
States and local.
Yeah, even local's even better, right? Because
Yeah.
Dallas might be different
Yeah.
than a place around here like Waco
Right.
or Austin.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah. State or local government.
yeah. Anyways, that's my thoughts on the Department of Education and stuff like that.
All right, Joe. That's enough on politics. What you been watching on TV lately?
I have been watching that show you told me about, Dark Winds.
Oh yeah, the Indian show.
Yeah.
Set in the 70s or sometime
Yep.
out there in like New Mexico, Arizona area.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Wendy and I watched it. We just finished the first season.
I'm in the third season. It just started the third season. I'm I think 3 episodes in. Tonight there's a new episode. So
Oh, is there?
yeah, for the third season. So
Yeah.
you need to watch the second. So
Wendy and I
catch
might
up.
get caught up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like tonight.
Yeah,
we'll
it's a
probably
pretty good
watch more
show.
of
It's
it.
kind of freaky. I mean, kind of spooky in a way because it talks about a lot of those Indian spirits and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So it
because
kind of
there's
gets
like
scary.
a witch doctor
Yeah,
type of
yeah.
stuff.
I feel like it's like a Indians, like a Indian X Files,
Yeah,
kind of.
yeah.
I mean, not
Not so much
UFOs
aliens,
and stuff like that,
yeah.
but it's the spirits and the spookiness.
and
It's got a
supernatural
spookiness,
powers.
supernatural. There we go.
Yeah,
Let's go with that. So
yeah.
yeah. So I've been watching The Rookie and Will Trent, Jack Reacher, Dark
Oh,
Winds.
Jack Reacher. I've seen that advertised.
Yeah, Jack Reacher. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's in the 3rd season also. Tonight, no. Next Thursday will be the last episode for this season, the 3rd season.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty good show too. You need
Does
to watch
it look like it has potential to keep going for
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of seasons?
Yeah, and there's a bunch of books. Those Reacher books. There's a lot of them.
Oh, good. Yeah.
I think that guy's. I think his last name is Charles. I think the author,
author.
did those books. Yeah, and so yeah, that dude is bad. Jack Reacher on that Reacher show. He's not Tom Cruise. He's like double the size of Tom Cruise, or maybe
Oh.
triple the size.
He's jacked.
That dude is jacked.
He's
and
a jacked
bad.
Jack Reacher.
Yeah, he's literally bad. So I like that. Like
But
I
is
said.
is he bad but still you root for him?
Oh yeah, not bad. Like bad. I'm talking about bad. Like tough bad.
Oh, like
that
bad in a
sucker's-
good way.
That sucker bad in a good way. Yeah.
Does he
yeah.
take out lots of bad guys?
Oh yeah, yeah. And most of the time he's just wandering, shows up in an area, and then things happen, and he
So,
usually gets in trouble for it.
I'm not familiar with. Does bad people want to do stuff to him, or does he kind of see bad things happen and he fixes
He
it?
tries to help.
Oh, good.
Yeah, yeah. But this time,
Like I say all the time, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem.
yeah,
So he tries to do stuff the right way.
yeah, yeah. But like I said, that show called The Rookie, it's got that older guy that became a police officer. That's a pretty good show.
yeah.
And Jack.
When you said The Rookie, I was thinking of a baseball movie or a baseball
no,
show.
no, it's a cop
Oh,
show.
he's a rookie, a cop.
and
yeah.
Will Trent, he's another
Oh,
guy.
is that the same guy that played in Bones?
Yeah,
The Rookie is?
yeah, that guy.
And he's the rookie, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that guy. And Will Trent's a pretty cool show. It's like a guy. He works for like the Department of the Georgia Bureau of Investigations.
Oh,
And,
okay.
And they solve crimes, and he the way he solves crimes is pretty cool. And he's dyslexic on top of that,
Huh.
and so he can't write his reports, And so he hid it for a long time, but now I think it's out after 3 seasons or how many seasons already.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a pretty good show, and I like watching those 911 shows.
Yeah.
I think 911 Lone Star. I think it ended this year. I think it's done. And then, but the 911
Who
that
did
comes
that
from
have in
LA.
it?
Oh my goodness.
It had a couple famous people in it, right?
Well, it had the guy from the guys, the Brat Pack guys.
Is that the one Rob Lowe's in?
Rob Lowe. That's it. Rob Lowe.
Oh, I knew he was in an Austin, Texas
Yeah,
thing, but I
Rob
forgot
Lowe.
if it was that
Yeah,
one.
Austin 911. But I think it's over with.
Is that fireman related?
Yeah, fireman.
Oh,
related.
okay. I didn't know if
Emergency
that was-
services.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. That the one in set in Austin, it had the Texas Rangers, it had the fire department and stuff like that.
I couldn't remember which one Rob
it's
Lowe was
pretty
part
cool.
of, but I knew he
So-
was one from Texas.
And as far as late night that I watch almost on a daily basis is I watch Gutfeld. I like
Oh,
watching Gutfeld.
Yeah.
I used to watch Jay Leno a lot. I mean, not Jay Leno, Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, yeah, I like
I
him.
got to where I kind of stopped watching it. I don't know why, but I did.
We haven't watched that late night
Yeah.
shows.
I used to watch it a
long time.
lot
Yeah.
years ago, 3 years ago,
I
before we
watched-
moved here.
And probably Jimmy Fallon was probably one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, Jimmy Fallon was cool. He was really good during COVID when he did it from
Yeah,
home.
we thought so too when he was at his house.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was funny.
those were funny. But Gutfeld is a pretty cool show.
Gutfeld is funny.
Yeah.
Although, I don't know if Gutfeld's the funniest one on.
No, he's
on
not.
Gutfeld.
He's not. He's not. And sometimes he makes fun of himself, I think.
Yeah.
The way he the way he delivers himself. But yeah, his Tyrus are on there.
Yeah.
the big old wrestler,
the
big wrestler
wrestling
guy.
Dude, yeah.
And I think he's a comedian now. And usually they got 2 or 3 other comedians,
Yeah.
and then a couple of just people there sometimes.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Wendy is watching Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai.
So I get some episodes every now and again,
Yeah.
but I haven't sat down and watched
Yeah,
it, but the episodes I see, they're
I haven't
pretty good.
I haven't started the last season of Cobra Kai.
Oh, so you've seen the first?
Yeah, I kind of keep it as filler. So when I'm in between my shows and they stop and I have nothing else to watch, I know I have a backup plan. I
Oh,
keep a couple of shows
Yeah.
that I like, but I kind of just not religiously watch, and I kind of keep those shows to. I have a plan.
I watch almost none because I don't know, my attention span won't let
Yeah,
me
you're a
sit down
YouTube
and-
guy. Watch videos and you learn things on YouTube,
Yeah.
and those are like 10 minutes, 15 minutes,
No,
20 minutes.
the ones I pick are like 3 hours.
Oh wow! Until you watch them little by little.
I normally watch them to go to sleep,
Okay.
and I need something long that I can pay attention to.
Yeah.
Because if I don't pay attention to that guy or girl, my brain will race and I'll wander about and I won't ever go to sleep.
Wow, that's cool.
I will stay up.
Hey, whatever
Or
works.
If I wake up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, which I'll do a lot,
Yeah.
3 to 4, I'll put
I'll
it on
turn
that.
it on.
Because otherwise I'll think, oh, what should I do today? Or I should do this. Or I got to do this of my homework or
Yeah.
at school. Or I don't know. My brain just goes 100 miles an hour. But if I can focus on something like that,
Yeah.
I'll just pay attention to them telling me something. Oh, yeah, I watched the history of China last night.
Oh wow.
From ancient China. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Or
I just stay up late. I usually just watch those
oh,
shows.
another interesting one, the Silk Road. From European
Yeah.
explorers to get spices and
Spices,
silk
yeah.
from China. Well, spices from India, silk from and tea. Because the Brits, they always like to drink a lot of tea, right?
Yeah.
But China is where the tea came from. So they
Yeah.
wanted silk because that's where all the silkworms and they were harvesting, making those silks. And yeah, they wanted those.
That's cool.
You know, the emperor of China decided he didn't want to trade anymore. So he told all of the countries that came in to trade that he didn't want to trade anymore. He was only letting them buy. So he made them pay in silver. And so they went back to try to get silver, and they ended up giving China a ton of silver. But they're like, hey, this isn't trade. You know, we're just
Yeah.
buying
Trade is
it.
trade. Both of y'all trade.
Yeah. So they wanted to get rid of like cotton clothes or leather goods
Yeah.
or and all kinds of stuff that Great Britain
Yeah.
had. I think silver, but China had obviously China, silk and tea. And yeah, that went on for a while, and Great Britain wasn't having it, and they ended up getting them hooked on opium. So I don't know why I'm even talking about that.
Yeah.
But that's some I don't know. I just watch random historical.
Yeah.
It could be the history of potatoes, the
Just
history of
random
noodles.
shows.
Yeah,
But that's how you know a lot about a lot of things.
yeah, I
Yeah.
guess so.
Yeah.
Oh, the history of nutmeg.
Nutmeg.
Yeah,
Not one of my favorite spices.
I know. You've told me before you could do without it.
I could do without it. Yeah.
If it never existed, you'd be okay
No,
with it.
I'd be fine. I'd be fine.
Well, it was well sought after, and it was only at one place, and nobody else even knew where they got it. So they had cornered the market on it.
Who was that?
I think it was the Dutch.
The Dutch?
Yeah. So they would get it from from that set of islands.
Yeah.
And then
They were
would-
controlled by the Dutch.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Is it the Dutch
Forcefully.
or when they have multiple islands, is it the Dutch?
the Tooches? No, the Dutches? No. Actually, the country is Holland.
Right. But
The
I'm just
people
saying,
are
what do you
Dutch.
say when it's multiples?
The Netherlands.
The Netherlands.
It's all the same country.
The islands controlled by the Netherlands, but basically they always said the Dutch.
The Dutch are the people.
Yeah.
It's hard to, I don't know, it's hard to explain.
It is hard to explain.
The country is Holland.
Yeah.
The people that live there are Dutch.
In the
and-
areas,
and it's
the
known
Netherlands.
it's known as the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
But I worked with them actually when I was out at TK in Afghanistan.
Really?
Yeah. And on their hats it said NLD, Netherlands Dutch. Swear.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
How was it when you were there?
I liked it. It was nice.
You liked it?
Yeah, it was a safe
It wa-
fob.
It was a safe fob.
Yeah. For those who don't know, FOB, F-O-B, stands for Forward Operating Base. So,
Forward operating
yeah,
space.
we would just call it FOB TK or
Yeah.
Terran Kaut is the
Terran
FOB it was
Kaut.
called, yeah.
What was
It
it
was
like?
nice. It was We were in what you call a bowl.
Yeah.
Like our area was flat. Like there was the runway, there was the town around there.
Yeah.
But when you look all around you was mountains, so you looked like you were in a bowl.
Huh.
And it was snow-capped mountains. I was there in the winter. I was there from, December of 2009 until
So, like, if you were going to get
So like
attacked, they
7
were coming
months.
down through the mountains, coming at you.
there were some folks that would send rockets in every now and again, and we would send folks that would go look for them. But I don't know. They didn't ever kill anybody. They just would annoy us and send rockets in, and it would just land in a field.
But it
or
was
something.
pretty area, though.
It was really pretty. Yeah, beautiful mountain. We should, if the Taliban wasn't running things.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I could see ski resorts going up there and
In
a big
Afghanistan.
airport. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it was really pretty.
Huh.
Nice climate. Like it was cold when I first got there, but we never got snow.
Really?
No, we put out a
Because
snow
y'all were kind of lower, because y'all were in the bottom,
well,
and everything elevated as you went up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we actually sat pretty high up elevation. Actually, we sat at like 4,500
Oh,
feet
okay.
elevation, but everywhere around us was even higher than that.
Yeah.
But we were being weather guy, like I was. I had a snowboard, a big plywood board, a way to measure it,
Yeah.
like all this stuff, getting ready for snow.
In case it,
and we
yeah,
never got.
Never got it.
We got some flurries a couple days, and if it hit the ground, it would melt right away.
Yeah.
But yeah, really pretty. Kind of green in patches. There were some fields, like where this local people would have their own
Yeah.
little farms, like squared off areas of fields.
Yeah.
Some of it was rocky, some of it was dirt.
Was the roads good to get to it?
No.
No. Did
No.
y'all get to it on roads, or did y'all get into it?
No.
Y'all come in copters?
Yeah,
Planes.
helicopters.
Yeah.
When my first night there, I landed in I think Bagram, and then Kandahar. Bagram was my second deployment to Afghanistan. I was at Kandahar, and I took a helicopter ride, Black Hawk, from Kandahar up there. We probably, man, it seemed like they were so close to the mountains. I just wanted to tap the pilot on the shoulder and say, "Hey, buddy, can you pick up a little bit? Like, pull that stick back a little bit." Oh my God, we were zooming across, and it looked like
Like you could touch the treetops?
yeah. No treetops, rocky like
Rocky
jagged
Mountains.
rocks.
Jagged rock. Wow.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh my God, I do not want to be in a smoking hole somewhere." Found. I felt like if I put my arm out the window,
Yeah.
I would hit these.
Wow.
They were so close looking. I mean, I'm sure the pilot knew what he was doing,
Yeah.
and he flies that route after I got to know him, because I was their weather guy. I mean, they flew that route a ton of times, but
Speaking of mountains, I ever tell you about that time we were up in the Colorado Springs area at some horse shows, and we were in this resort
were you
area.
roping?
Yeah, we were roping at a horse show. It was horse shows. They had everything, Western
Oh, not
Pleasure.
like a rodeo.
No, it wasn't a rodeo. It was a horse show. It was a week-long circuit. And it was in this resort area, like an equestrian park up in the mountains. And we had all kinds of weather. I mean, it was June. We got snow one day.
In June?
Yeah, we got
Oh, well, I guess, yeah,
snow.
you're up in the mountains there.
Snow. We would get these high winds. It would rain. It would be dry. The wind would blow. I mean, you name it. We got hail.
In 1 week.
In 1 week, we got all this crazy weather. One time I was sitting, they had these portable stalls, portable barns that they put up like circus tent kind of barns.
Okay.
And the arena was in the middle, and they had barns on one side and barns on the other side. And I was inside a tack stall playing cards with my buddies. And all of a sudden, the wind just started picking up out of nowhere. And this freaking roof of these portable stalls was taken off of one of the barns, went over the arena, knocked the light poles down, and landed on top of the roof that we were in, of the barn that we were
roof
in.
landed on your roof?
On top, went completely over the arena and landed on top of us.
Do we
Roof.
say
Roof.
I don't know. I think I say it wrong. I say it like a hillbilly.
Roof. You said roof?
Roof, yeah.
Yeah, that's like a dog. Roof. Roof is
Roof.
roof.
Okay. Go.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry.
That's kind of like
So
me
it-
saying ambulance.
Yeah.
Ambulance. Anyway,
So that picked up
it picked it up and put it on top
right
of us.
top
Yeah.
of your
Yeah. My
roof.
dad and them came running. They were like in the, they had a big restaurant area and a pavilion
Okay,
and
yeah.
stuff. They were all over there watching there was an indoor arena.
Were there people in that other place?
No, everything was done in that arena. That arena. That's where they did the roping and most everything. They had an indoor arena where they did the halter and the Western Pleasure and the reining and stuff like that. And that's where everybody was that was watching. And that they all came running over to where we were in that barn with two roofs on top of our heads.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was kind of spooky. It was kind of scary at first. We thought it was all going to collapse on us because we had horses, everything in the barn.
Did you
No, everything was fine.
you didn't take cover or like get under
We
something?
didn't have time. Like it came out of nowhere.
Oh my goodness.
And
Was
then,
it like a storm out there or just
Yeah, it was just in the hills, in the mountains, whatever it was. It was all kinds of weather would just come in, just crazy.
huh?
And then one day, we were going to leave to go back to the motel in Colorado Springs, and my dad said, "Hey, we're almost on E," and he said, "You think we ought to get some gas here?" And I'm like, we can make it, Dad," because the gas was like, I mean, it was 50, 60 cents higher there at that resort, because they had the monopoly because there was no other gas station
Yeah.
till you got to town.
So you just go to
And
the
town was
next
probably
one.
like 10 miles,
Yeah.
10, 12 miles from town. And so we're cruising along, going up and down these hills. And gosh dog it, we run out of gas, Joe.
Oh
and
my
we're
God.
just about to top one
Does your
hill.
dad look at you like I
Yeah.
just asked you?
And we're
if
like
we should
6
get
miles.
gas?
We're like 6 miles from town, maybe 7 miles from town. And we're at the top of this hill, and we just coasted down. My dad just lets it free roll.
Put
And
it in
then
neutral.
Put it in neutral, and we come back up, and it barely gets to the next hill. And then we go back down. It was probably every hill. If it was 6 or 7 miles, it was 6 or 7 big hills. Because it was like a mile each one, And about the third one, almost was going to make it up. I had to open the door. I jumped out, and I'm pushing the truck, trying to push it up, like 20 feet more just to get it because it wasn't going to make it on its own.
You pushed right there
Yeah,
on your door.
with the momentum. Yeah, with the momentum that it had, the truck, I kept it going, barely going, creeping, and then we topped the hill.
Was there traffic behind you?
No, nobody.
Oh.
Not one car. We didn't see a car coming or going. And so we go back down, come back up, same thing. This next one's taller, and it's like 300 feet. I had to jump out, woo, 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 like Fred Flintstone. I'm running, pushing that truck, and we get to the top. Sure enough, we make it all the way to town, and we have to exit, and now there's a stop sign and traffic, an intersection.
Oh yeah. So you got to push it out of that stop sign then.
No, my dad said we're just going to run the stop sign, and we were going to make it through there. And I'm thinking, oh my God, so he's honking the horn. He got the flashers on.
Flashing lights.
And so we're going, we get to that stop sign, and we just keep rolling. Not a car. It was like the Red Sea parted.
So you just coasted right through the intersection without stopping?
Went through 4, 6 lanes. I don't know how many it was. Went across, got in, rolled into the gas station, filled up. And rest was history.
Oh my goodness. Did you
We
learn your
laughed.
lesson?
We laughed. No, we didn't learn. No.
Do you always
To
keep
this
it
day, I still do the same thing.
What?
I run on E all the time.
Do you?
I'll go 100 miles. I'll see sometimes how far I can go just to see.
Jesse,
I'm
you
bad.
should not be doing that.
I do it all the time.
That's not good for your fuel pump.
I know when my truck, when that light comes on, bing, and it says 50 miles to empty, I can probably go another 100.
That is not good.
No, probably not, but
You know that fuel is
the
inherently
junk.
cool.
Yeah.
And your fuel pump sits in it.
Yeah.
And that fuel is supposed to be covering it to keep it cool. If
Yeah.
that pump heats up, it won't last very long.
I've done it forever.
Did you replace a bunch of fuel pumps?
No, never have. Well, in my old Fords I used to, but I think that truck was a lemon.
Oh.
But yeah.
Well, if you're listening
Not
out
in
there,
these old trusty Dodges.
don't do what Jesse does.
No.
Keep fuel in your cars.
I mean, you got to know your limit though. And so you got to try it.
Okay, once.
And if you know your limit, then you just keep doing it.
But not in the mountains of Colorado.
No, not in the mountains, of Colorado. That's for darn sure. We got lucky on that deal. That was awesome, though. I mean, the only reason I bring it up because my dad, we were somewhere the other day, and he's like, "You remember that time when we coasted in? You could get out of the truck and push it." And I was like, "Yeah, that was a long time ago. I was like 18 years old. That was a long time ago." But yeah,
That's
that
when
was
you
cool.
had the athleticism to step
Athleticism,
out
yeah,
and push
yeah.
that truck through over the hill.
over the hills, over dale.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
My
Yeah.
grandpa used to say it costs the same amount to
Yeah.
keep the top half of your car full than
Than
it
it
does
does.
the bottom half.
it's true.
Because when I was a teenager, I'd let my car go all the way to empty,
Yeah,
and then I'd have enough money to fill it to halfway
Yeah.
and then empty halfway. But he said, why not go full and then let it get to halfway and then fill it up again?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
that's true.
he liked to travel too. He drove a lot.
They say you put in less, like
Well,
because of the coolness or the expansion of it.
maybe.
So when the fuel is cool or whatever, like you have to put in less or more. I don't know. There's something to it. Also.
Well, I was thinking maybe because the way the fuel tank is shaped,
Yeah.
maybe the top half is more because,
Yeah.
well, it wouldn't be half, but half as you go up and down, half.
Yeah. I don't do it as much as I used to. I guess back when I was a poor broke cowboy, I did it a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah. Not so much no more.
yeah. Well, that's good.
I'm a poor broke teacher, but I don't do it like I used to.
Well, still, you never know what's going to happen, and if you need to go further or something, you should always keep a.
Yeah. I just want to know how far I can go,
Well, I'm bad because
and I push it to the limit.
my white car is a plug-in hybrid,
Yeah.
and I can generally get all the way to school and back on electric only. So if I start running out of gas,
Yeah.
I just keep it plugged in overnight,
And you're good to go.
and then I think to myself, I won't even need gas
Right.
today because I'm just going to go electric only. And then I end up having to go somewhere, and then I
Yeah.
might not have time, but I need to stop and get gas
Yeah.
because I put it off for so long.
Yeah.
But it's not good. You should always,
Note-
keep it.
Note to everybody out there:
Yeah, keep your car
don't run it
full.
on empty too often. So we had supper last night here at your house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How'd you like it?
it was good. That was part of that cow that you got last year.
Yep.
The half a cow.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're trying to get rid of the last of that cow because we're going to get a new one.
Get a new half a cow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, a whole cow.
Are you going to get half a? Yeah.
Man, I want to, but man, I start thinking, man, it's a lot of money, but it saves a lot of money.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I get paid this week, so
Winnie and I need to get together and figure out what we want to get.
yeah,
Because I would just as soon get the same thing as we got last year. but
yeah.
there was a couple of cuts that she wasn't a big fan of.
Yeah,
Well, I think it's because she expected them to be a certain way, and when she cooked it, it wasn't as tender.
right.
But I think that was
The cutlets, the round steak.
right.
Well, maybe they were too thick.
I think so.
Maybe
'Cause-
y'all ordered them so thick. Maybe at the store they're like paper. They're like thin.
Yeah, you know
when
what?
they tenderize them.
On that cut sheet, like the
Do you have the one you filled out before?
I don't know,
Yeah.
but I did look on it recently, and there's a check mark to if you want them tenderized.
Right. But I
And
wonder
so I think they'll put them through the
the tenderizer.
yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of puts a little dents or holes in them or
Yeah.
something.
But I just wonder if you, like you say, just say if it's a half an inch thick and you run it through the tenderizer, they're not going to be very tender, I don't believe. As tender if
You
it
need
was
them
a
thinner.
quarter of an inch thick.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like those cutlets you get from the store, them suckers are thin. You can almost see through them. They're so thin, and they've run them through the tenderizer. So
Yeah.
maybe they were just a little thicker cut, and they did tenderize them, but they just didn't get.
No, we didn't. I don't think we checked marked
You don't think
tenderized.
you don't think you check mark that?
Yeah.
That makes sense. I wonder how you could find out. You need to ask them.
Yeah.
Maybe they have it. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
Alright.
her and I are gonna have to go over it, like see what we want,
Yeah.
and then we're ready to.
And roast was
Take it
good
down.
last night. Everything was good.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
liked it. I
Yeah.
ate a lot.
Y'all used that deer sausage I brought you.
Yep, that was in our. She made like a
Dirty rice.
yeah,
Yeah.
like a red beans and rice with
Yeah.
cut up sausage,
Yeah. So
and then we had what was that other was it?
risotto.
risotto? Yes,
What the hell is that, Joe? I didn't eat it.
it's like I think it's like a tiny pasta, but it's supposed to look like rice. But I
Okay.
think it's technically pasta.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Should I look that up, Mr.
I-
Producer? What is
Look
risotto?
that up. But yeah, I didn't try it, but I had mostly the meat, and it was pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. Can't go wrong with just meat.
Yeah, I know you're not a. You don't like to
No.
venture out and.
Nope.
What about any? Do you like any pasta?
Yeah, I mean regular pasta, like spaghetti,
Okay.
whatever they call that, vermicelli.
Yeah.
Vermicelli, yeah.
Well, you can just call those thin noodle spaghetti.
Yeah.
Or what
Yeah.
about fettuccine, the fat ones?
No. And on top of that, I like the angel hair. I like the littlest, thinnest pasta I can get. I like the angel. I don't like the regular old thick pasta spaghetti. I like the angel hair. So yeah, I'm just quirky about things.
Oh, it is an Italian rice dish.
Oh wow, Italian
it's
rice
a short
dish.
it's a short grain rice.
Okay, cool. Well, JoJo, I think we might all just wrap this up.
Okay. I'm down. We probably talked
Yeah.
enough for today.
Yeah, I got places to go, people to see, and you got homework to do.
I do. I have a lot actually.
Yeah. So
Let's give folks their email again. Remember that?
yes,
Let's give the email.
it is
It's
OWJJ
WGOWJJ@gmail.
at gmail.com. Yep. What's going on with Jesse and Joe at gmail.com. So
Yeah, just the initials.
just the initials. WGOWJJ.
Yeah, I'm excited. We're gonna do the mobile podcast,
Mobile podcast.
and we're gonna do a barbecue special.
Yep. It's in the works. I'm not going to say it's be next week, but it's in the works.
Oh yeah, sorry folks. Don't
Yeah.
don't look forward to any time soon.
Exactly.
But
And we have the summer coming up.
I'm excited about those.
That could be something we could do during the summer, during the week when we're not doing anything.
You think we should do multiple
Yeah.
barbecue specials?
Yes, we could do it during the week. We can get it done during the week. We can go one day here, one day there, one day here.
Yeah, but you don't think we should save each one and cut them up and just release one big
Yeah,
long one?
no. I'm just saying we can go do them all, and maybe by that Saturday, we could do the episode. We'll just
Okay.
piece them together,
Yeah,
put them all together. So
yeah. Would it be a review and rank, or just talk about what we liked?
just talk about what we liked. I don't want to rank them.
We're not critiquing.
No, we're not. I'm not a food critic, so although I know a lot about barbecue.
You probably could be.
Yeah,
You could have an article in
Maybe.
the local newspaper.
I probably could.
I thought about doing that.
Yeah.
But not just about barbecue, like anything.
Yeah.
Service,
I mean,
how clean the
I even
restaurant
think
looked.
newspaper is obsolete. You can just do it online. Have a blog.
That's true, but I would like to
Yeah, you would like to be known as
work,
that guy.
work as the I think the local newspaper, even though it's in print, I think
Yeah.
they have an online version.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to do.
That'd be cool.
And then everyone would be like, Mr. Joe's in our restaurant. Everyone,
Everybody,
straighten up.
Straighten up. Yeah.
He's going to give us a bad review if this place looks a mess.
Yeah. That'd be funny.
All right. Yeah, let's wrap it up. This was episode 11.
Yeah, episode 11. Wow.
So
They're going by
we'll
fast.
see you on episode 12.
Episode 12, guys. See y'all later. Adios.
Bye-bye.
What's going on? What's going on?